The user interface in every application, including PowerPoint, in the Microsoft Office 2007 suite has changed drastically. So before we start using many of the features and functions in PowerPoint, you'll need to get familiar with some terminology and the various parts of this new user interface. It's best if we have a presentation open when we do this, so if you've got one open already, you're fine. Otherwise, we'll go to the Office button up here, give it a click. We'll come down to Open and click it, and navigate to the Lesson 1 folder of your exercise files and open up Introducing ECP. So give it a click and then click the Open button. Alright, let's start at the very top of our screen. We still have our title bar at the top like we always have, and you can see the name of the presentation we're working on here in Microsoft PowerPoint. What's different up here is to the left though. We've got the Quick Access toolbar here, which will contain shortcuts to many of the features or the functions that you use most often. So by default here we've got a Save button, we've also got Undo, and we've got the Redo or Repeat button here as well. Now we can modify this, and we will do this later on in the title, so you can add some of the features or functions or commands that you like to use most often here. Of course, to the very far left in the top left corner we've got our Office button, and this works a lot like the File menu that you might be used to in previous versions. Clicking the Office button displays a menu, and you can see we've got many of the file commands like New, Open, Save, and so on. And then over here on the right hand side we've got Recent Documents, so they'll start to get listed here and pile up as you use many of the presentations in PowerPoint. It's a quick way to get back to something that you've already worked on. If we don't really want to select anything from this menu, we'll just click over here in our presentation to close it up. The biggest change to the entire suite, including PowerPoint here, is this section down below the Quick Access toolbar, which we call the ribbon. And the ribbon is context sensitive, so what I mean by that is you'll always get the tools you need when you need them. You'll notice that the ribbon is made up of tabs, and right now the Home tab is selected. And under Home we've got the Clipboard section here. So this group called Clipboard has paste and cut, copy, and so on. Then we've got the Slides group here where we can create new slides, change the layout, delete slides, reset them. Then we've got the Font group, the Paragraph group, Drawing, and Editing over here. Now as we change tabs, for example when I click Insert here, you'll see I've got some different groups. I can insert tables from the Tables group, illustrations which include pictures and clip arts and shapes and so on. We've got a links group for hyperlinking. We've got a text group for formatting text, including text boxes, headers, footers, word art, and so on. And then we have a media clips group because under the Insert tab, at some point you may want to insert movies or sounds. Then we've got a design tab. We've got animations, a slideshow tab, a review tab. Of course, at the end here we've got our view tab that's going to allow us to change the way we look at what we're working on here down below in our main area. Down the left hand side in PowerPoint you can see we've got the thumbnails listed here and a scroll bar that allows us to scroll through the various slides in our presentation, getting an overview of each of those slides. Now right now I've got 6 slides in this presentation, so there's nothing further to scroll down to, but you can see by clicking any of these thumbnails I go directly to that slide in my main window here. Down at the bottom of the screen we've got an area for notes where we can click here to add notes that are attached to the slide that's currently selected. So if I want to add some notes, speaker notes for example down here, I just click down here and start typing in my notes. I'm going to click on the first slide. And over on the right hand side we've got a scroll bar, so we can scroll through our presentation this way. You can see as I click and drag the scroll bar, it tells me which slide I'm going to be looking at when I release my mouse button. So slide 3 of 8, 4 of 8, there's 5, and when I let go I'll be at slide 5. So just another way to get to a different slide. Down at the bottom on our status bar you can see which slide you're looking at, the slide number 1 of 8. You can see that we're using a theme called Corporate Presentation here. We've got some view buttons and zoom slider, etc. that we're going to look at in the next lesson. But you should now be familiar with some of the new parts of your user interface in PowerPoint 2007. Next we'll start navigating around the interface.